Good morning, everybody. Great to be here at Nor-Shipping. To join us this morning, I have invited an old friend. Let's see if we have established contact with Captain Hansen on board Viking Sovereign. Captain Hansen, this is Remi here from Nor-Shipping. Are you there?
Yes. Hello, Remi. I read you loud and clear. How are you?
Fine, Captain Hansen. Glad you could join us here this morning. Where are you and where are you heading?
It's an honor to be with you at Nor-Shipping. Well, right now we're in the middle of the Atlantic heading to Southampton loaded with cars. Our estimated time of arrival is 4 days, so I've got time to speak.
That's great. There's a lot of shipping people here today, as you can imagine, who might be curious about the seafarer's view on current issues. Can you tell us about your concerns?
Well, I've been a captain for almost 20 years, and over those 20 years, shipping has changed a lot to become more and more complex. As a captain, I'm pulled in all directions to ensure that my ship is safe, that it meets charter's requirements, and that it's in compliance with a number of regulations, including a range of environmental regulations. On top of that, I have to run the ship in a cost-effective manner and keep the schedule. Don't get me wrong, I love my job, but with the current challenges related to safety, environmental compliance, and the constant drive for increased efficiency, I have some concerns about my priorities and what's expected of me. Normally, we seafarers are left out of the discussions, so I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak to you here today.
So you mentioned environmental compliance. Should we talk fuels, Captain Hansen?
Well, is there anything really to talk about? Basically, we have HFO in the deep sea legs and MGO in the ECAs.
Okay, you're right that heavy fuel oil and marine gas oil will be the dominant marine fuels for many years to come. But these fuels are carbon intensive. Shipping definitely needs to shift to more sustainable, low-carbon fuels, and heavy fuel oils will gradually be phased out.
But are there really any alternatives to HFO and distillates? We've all heard about LNG as marine fuel, and it is a good idea for LNG tankers utilizing cargo boil-off, but there are no bunkering facilities.
Well, in my view, LNG is a technology-proven marine fuel. It exists in abundance. It's gradually becoming more available. And there are many LNG-fueled ships at the new building stage, and we have quite a few already in operation. So I think it's fair to say that LNG is now the leading alternative fuel. There's certainly a rapid uptake in the short sea shipping. And larger ocean-going vessels will follow once bunkering infrastructure is developed.
I see, but LNG is still a fossil fuel, right? And you will still have carbon emissions from it, so it's hardly sustainable in the long run. But what other options do we have that are less carbon intensive?
Right. LNG is not sustainable from a climate change point of view, but when you use LNG, you will have almost all local emissions eliminated, like NOx, SOx, and particulates. And you get a significant reduction, up to 20% on greenhouse gases too. But let's talk about ship electrification. Batteries, for example. These can be used in hybrid solutions and in full electric setups. If renewable energy sources are used to charge these batteries, then fully electric ships would even be zero emission. But here, just like with LNG, infrastructure is key. You know, here in Norway, we have the world's highest ratio of electrical cars to population. Why is it that? Well, it's because there are excellent road privileges and tax breaks. And there is an expanding charging infrastructure. I drive an electrical car myself, and I'm personally motivated by these benefits. Why not apply the same incentives for shipping? We would see a much larger environmental benefit than what a change-out in the car fleet will ever dream to achieve.
But aren't batteries very expensive, Remi? And what about range? Will batteries ever work in deep-sea shipping?
Sure. Batteries are quite expensive, but incredible investments are going into batteries these days. We have seen battery prices halved over the last 7 years, and we probably will see another halving of the cost over the next 5 years. You also ask about range, Captain Hansen. Well, the investments going into energy storage will not only make batteries cheaper, but also provide a higher level of power density. I believe in hybrid solutions for deep sea, but an all-electric solution is possible and realistic for the short sea segment. We should not forget for the deep sea segment the positive effects from vessels sailing on battery power on the last leg and for port maneuvering, reducing emissions and having positive effects on the local environment close to the ports.
So are batteries the only low-carbon alternative?
No, not really. No, biofuels is another option. Pilots with biofuels have already started on large vessels, but with encouraging results. But these are early days, and there are still some issues regarding price, safety, availability, and also long-term storage. All that needs to be sorted out before biofuels is a viable option. So I think we are talking beyond 2025 before biofuels will play a significant role.
So all in all, Remi, what will the future fuel mix for shipping look like? Which of your fuel alternatives will I be using in the future?
Well, mix is the right word, Captain Hansen. I believe that's exactly what we are going to have. And that will be a break from historical development where we have had one global preferred fuel. In the 1800s, we had the shift from sail to steam. In the early 1900s, oil-fired ships came along. And in the future, it's going to be horses for courses. Different ship types, cargo segments, and operational areas will pick their fuel.
Thank you, Remi. On another topic, my friend is one of those crazy engineers who talks a lot about the connected ship and big data. What is it? What does that mean? I feel pretty connected already.
Well, it's many things. Let's make an example. What is your biggest concern?
Well, obviously, the safety of the ship and my crew, as well as arriving on time. Can connectivity help me with that?
Yes, connectivity can help you with all that. Connectivity really means that you and your ship are never alone. You can get shore support, which is there when you need it. Connectivity can also increase awareness of your ship's condition and early warning of possible dangerous situations. With smart computer programs and smart data sharing, you can match ship data with route and weather-specific conditions. So you know how to get to your destination as safe, timely, and fuel-efficient as possible.
It sounds great, but won't this make everything even more complicated and complex? I'm beginning to feel like my ship is becoming the Starship Enterprise.
Yes, there is a lot of new things here, Captain Hansen, but it's mainly happening in the background. You don't have to be Mr. Spock. Instead of complexity, you should think about it that information is presented to you rather than you digging for it. Shore support and advanced programs will support your crew with technical guidance, troubleshooting, not to forget reducing amount of routine work and helping you in preparing all these boring reports.
So this connectivity thing keeps me and my ship connected. But now I'm starting to feel like I'm not the captain of the ship anymore. Shore support, data platforms, computer programs, will there be a need for me anymore?
If I might stop you right there, Captain Hansen, there is not about taking control away from you. It's about releasing you from some tasks that can be done by people or computers on shore. You can spend time on the tasks that are important, like navigating the ship safely. In the end, you are getting even better control.
Allowing me to focus more on running the ship is great, but can connectivity really help me with safe navigation with all this new software involved?
Well, remember, increased connectivity allows for more advanced autopilot operations, enhanced lookout functionality, and collision avoidance systems. Computers would do much of the job, and you can concentrate on planning, rerouting, port approach, and so forth. You will spend time on those tasks that only you can perform. You might even control operations for, say, tens of ships on the screen from a land-based control center, just a normal land-based job bringing you closer to family and your hobbies. But this, even if technology could make it possible, it is a little bit far ahead. First, we need to get connected.
I absolutely agree. Let's get this connectivity thing started. Maybe my friend is not so crazy after all. Thank you, Remi, for this chat. I'm actually getting quite excited about the future of shipping.
It's been great talking to you, Captain Hansen, and please come and visit us whenever you wish. We can continue this conversation over a cup of coffee. Meantime, have a safe trip to Southampton.
Thank you, Remi. I wish you all well with Norse Shipping. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Captain Hansen.
All right, there you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think you agree that both the captain and I is quite enthusiastic about the future of shipping and the potential impact of new technology. But as Captain Hansen said, the world is not what it used to be. Increased global trade, harsher weather conditions, tremendous pressure from social demands for transformation. All of these are putting pressure on shipping to become safer, smarter, and greener. Some of the technologies the captain and I spoke about are available today, but it's not maybe about the technology itself. It's about how successful we can scale these technologies to make real financial, environmental, and societal impacts. An old African proverb said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. In our striving for a safe and sustainable future, we have to do both. We must go fast, we must go far, and we must go together. Thank you.
Remi, thank you so much. You can just stay here 1 second. Could the panelists please make their way? Could the panelists please make their way to the podium? And as the panelists make their way to the podium to talk about transformative technology and some of the things that you and the good captain, I think he only has basically 3 days, 23 hours, and 50 minutes left, so it's nice of him to make the time for us. But first of all, for those of you who may not have heard, Remi is going to be the new CEO of DNV, effective in August. He's a great candidate. Congratulations to you on that, first of all.
Thank you.
And I just want to ask you very quickly, where will your strategic priorities lie? Very quickly.
Well, first I have to develop a strategy.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I will meet a lot of customers. I will try to meet as many customers as possible and employees in our offices around the world to listen, to show my support, and get some good input.
It's a great place to begin. Again, best of luck to Remi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.